We have all experienced some kind of inner critic in our lives, although we may know it by many other names. It can appear in many different areas in our life, and with different voices and levels of intensity. In climbing, our inner critic can stop us from settling or sticking to our intentions and goals. It can riddle us with anxiety just before we get on a climb. It can destroy our performance just as we are getting close to finally succeeding, and it can even appear once we have succeeded, only to tell us that we could have done it better. The critic exists for a reason, and we all need to critique ourselves to some degree in order to remain balanced. However, for a great many of us, our self-criticism can exceed what is useful, and in fact can become greatly unhelpful for our well-being, our relationship with others, and our enjoyment of our hobbies and passions. In order to beat ourselves up less, then I think a few things need to happen. 1. Awareness. Awareness is what is needed in order to check in with our body, mind and emotions without judgment. Being mindfully aware allows us to more readily recognize the arrival of a self-critical thought without buying into it or reacting to it. Through awareness, we may also be able to notice the tone of voice or type of body language that the critical thought carries and how our body responds to it. Maybe it sounds like someone or several people that we know. Over time, our awareness can help us to catch when self-criticism first arises, and we can see it for what it really is, an event of the mind and not a reality. 2. Self-kindness. We can have many hang-ups about being kind to ourselves, and it is not uncommon to think that if we were too kind to ourselves, it would be a weakness and we wouldn't get anything done. On the contrary, self-kindness is a major factor for helping us to remain resilient and mentally tough. It increases our self-esteem and allows us to pursue our passions wholeheartedly. Self-kindness is a way of being our own best friend who can soothe and comfort us and help us to recognize that we are already a fundamentally good and lovable person just as we are, and that we don't need to strive or act in order to obtain love or approval. When we tune into the tone or the voice or the body language of what being truly kind to ourselves is like, we will discover that it will be very different to the tone of our inner critic. Both awareness and self-kindness take practice, and also a level of discipline if we are to break old ways of being and begin to form new ones. A formal daily meditation and mindfulness practice that focuses on sitting with awareness or on loving kindness are good places to begin to develop these skills so that they can begin to permeate into our everyday life and hobbies. With time and practice, we can find that whilst our inner critic still arises, we can become more skilled at holding it in mindful awareness, whilst also providing ourselves with the level of self-care that we really need. As always, I'd just like to say a huge thank you to all of my Patreons for their continuing support for this channel. If you'd like to become a Patreon and to help this channel to grow, then please check out the link below this video. Wherever you are on your journey, I wish you a pleasant life and awesome climbing.